Good morning and welcome to the Stahls TV Morning Show. I'm Courtney.
I'm Jenna.
And thanks, Jenna, for joining us back from the ISS Nashville show. Hopefully it was a pretty good show. You seem to have a little hoarse voice, so I know there was a lot of education, a lot of talking with customers there.
Yeah, we actually had a few busy days. Education, it was a great turnout. Got to meet a lot of new people that were just getting started, so it was fun to kind of introduce a whole new thing to them and get them started with a new heat press and vinyl cutter and what have you. Patterns and foil were obviously a huge hit in the booth. If you haven't checked out those products, be sure to visit the Stahls website or the Stahls TV to see the videos that we've created using those products. Another big one, which was new for Nashville this year, was the sports ball press. So a lot of people were really intrigued by that and seeing that they can start incorporating that.
Yeah, it's about that time of year where people are thinking about sports coming up in June, July. So definitely sports ball press was, I'm sure, a big hit there. And if you're attending any of the other ISS shows later this year, the Orlando show or the Fort Worth show, Jenna or Josh will be there giving some education. We have workshops and seminars, so you're able to join us there live and get some hands-on heat printing education. And of course, we have education at other shows too. So NBM and NEP, you can always see all of the classes that we are giving in all the shows that Stahls is attending at the Stahls.com website. So a lot of great stuff coming up there. Today's episode is actually going to be covering more of the business aspect of heat printing. And so, of course, we're still going to have Make It Monday and Look of the Week, but we want to share some more business side of heat printing, so not just the decoration side, but how do we really improve our business? Right. And we're going to talk about that through branding. So whether you're a small shop or a large shop and have been decorating for years, I think there's a lot of things about brand consistency and building a brand that all decorators and all businesses can learn from. And so we'll share a lot of that today. So to kick off, I want to go ahead and show our look of the week and see what we've got this week. So this one was actually from Facebook. So Patty from Girls and Bows. I think we both love this design. It's not just the glitter and the sparkle, although that definitely drew our attention, but there's so many things that Patty does really well on this design.
Right, and I absolutely love how she photographed this piece. So it shows the finish very well, makes it very easy for her online customers that shop with her to be able to see that finish, and also how they would pair it in an outfit. So having those extra accessories there just adds to it even more.
Yep, and the design's done with glitter flakes. So 2 colors of glitter flake, using some of the fast tack application that we share a lot with Stahls TV. That's an easy thing to print because she could easily have everything pre-spaced, tack the purple, and then press the green over top for the full application. So even that 2-color design ends up being a fast application with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we appreciate everybody that shares us their looks of the week. If you want to send us your look of the week, you can email us at stv@stahls.com. Like us on Facebook and send it to our Saturday show and tell on the Stahls All Things Heat Printing. Or you can tag us on Instagram at Stahls TV, and we get all those looks of the week, and we pull our favorite every Monday morning, so you have all weekend to send us those for the following week. So that's Look of the Week. More fun for today's episode before we dive into the business aspect is our Make It Monday. So I think you have something good to show us there.
Of course. We'll head over to the heat press. So for this week, to Make It Monday, we're actually going to be pressing another fun summer trend that's easy to do with a heat press, and that's heat printing bathing suits. We sourced our bathing suit from Wholesale Boutique. They have a lot of fun summer things on there. Swimming suits is one of them, but they have a lot of other accessories. So I am wanting you guys to go ahead and check that out so that you guys have an idea of all the different accessories that they offer. Today we'll be printing the top piece of our bathing suit. I already have my 4x4 platen loaded on here, and I'm going to be pressing a monogram right in the center. So this 4x4 platen makes it nice and easy to get around some of the thick pieces of this bathing suit that are inside that I can't really avoid. So just going to be pressing right in the center here. For this application, I chose to use my Premium Plus heat transfer vinyl. This bathing suit is going to be a little more heat sensitive than your regular 100% cotton. So going with something that applies at a low temperature is going to be great for an accessory such as this. My Premium Plus is going to apply at 280 degrees for 8 to 10 seconds. So go ahead and lock that down. And my pressure is going to be anywhere between 1 and a 3 to keep it nice and light on there. That way we're not scorching the garment with a lot of heat. And then I'm just going to wait for this to cool just a little bit. Premium Plus is a warm to a cool peel. So I'm just going to place it down on a cool surface to speed up that process a little bit. Then I can go ahead and peel my carrier back. Right. And then we have a completed, personalized and monogram bathing suit top. And then it pairs perfectly with the bottoms as well. So I kind of played off of the colors that were in the bottom piece of the suit. So I went with the Neon Premium Plus. There are a ton of different colors in Premium Plus that you can choose from. So that makes it very easy for matching it up with something patterned. All right, that completes this morning's Make It Monday. We'll go ahead and get back to the morning show.
Thanks, Joe. That was fun. So obviously being able to decorate some more sales opportunities for summer. Last week we did a tote bag for summer. This way it's a bikini. Wednesday we have a live class on Stahls TV. It'll also be live here on Facebook where we're going to show 10 different ways to increase your summer sales. So not only with things for vacations like we've shown you over the morning show, but even family reunions and all kinds of sporting tournaments and events throughout the summer. So you can join us or join me for that on Wednesday at 2 p.m. So that covers Make It Monday. I think we could dive into today's episode and
absolutely
share some business pointers. So like I said when I kicked off the episode this morning, having a strong brand is incredibly important for all businesses, all companies, and being able to really increase the trust and credibility. We think about the brands we buy from. I know a lot of us here at the office are big Apple fans. We buy a lot of Apple products. We buy a lot of Nike products. We may go to places like McDonald's. When you go to all those places or you buy from those brands, you obviously are buying from them because you know what to expect. The quality from Nike apparel, the quality from Apple, all of that because they've been able to build this brand. And that's really what every company that wants to be successful and wants to be a leader should be doing. Whether you're a small shop or you're a large company, there's a lot of trust and credibility that can be built and a lot of strength in that as a brand. And so where it starts, I think the most part is the logo.
Right,
and creating
brand
a logo.
recognition, like being able to look at an image and knowing I know exactly who that is. They have a great product and I always want to keep buying from them. So your logo is going to be a very crucial part into building your brand. It represents your brand's vision, and then also your customized clothes or items for your apparel shop is ultimately going to reflect that logo as well. So like you mentioned, Nike, we know the logo, we know their brand and what they have to offer, so we buy from them just based off of seeing their logo.
Yeah, and so when you think of a logo, a lot of apparel decorators, and you may be one of them, you have a company name, which is your, let's say it's Courtney's T-shirts, embroidery, and screen printing and more. Or, ABC T-shirts or something like that, where it's a company name versus a logo. And the logo is what you're going to be putting on your apparel, on your packaging, that you want it to be easily recognizable. And so taking that logo and creating something that's recognizable is important. And for it to be recognizable, there's a few factors that they usually recommend that you have. One is it describable? So we think back to the good old McDonald's logo. If I say the golden arches, you can easily picture the logo of a McDonald's. Or I say a yellow M. Easily you're seeing that logo. So is it recognizable? Is it memorable? So is it easy to remember? So creating a logo that's not incredibly detailed with graphics and colors and a lot of elements is important, because if it's not simple, it's harder to remember. So even looking at the P logo on the back for precision maintenance and construction behind Jenna, I'm looking at that logo and I'm thinking, wow, that logo is easily simple. I can remember it because it's got a little bit of a screw and a wrench. So I'm seeing what this company does in that simple logo. Right. Another thing about that is it's scalable, so I can take it from a large back design on a jacket like that to a print piece to a website and make it large or small without losing the integrity of that logo.
Yeah, and it's it has a lot of simplicity to it. So not only is the logo representing exactly what it is, but there's not too much color, there's not too much text, like keeping it very simple so that you can put it just on a sleeve or like on the back of a shirt to brand it. That makes it nice for it to just be very simple.
Right. So when we think about the logo, we get that created, whether you're just creating a new logo or maybe you're going to think about redoing your company logo based on some of these things. Obviously, you want to make sure it's memorable. Is it scalable? Is it describable? So can I easily describe it to somebody? All of those things are really important when you're building a logo. And that leads well into consistency. So taking that logo across multiple things and keeping it consistent.
Yeah, so another thing for consistency is knowing who you are selling to. Picking a certain niche, market, or demographic and just focusing on that at first. A lot of apparel decorators make the mistake of jumping into everything all at once. I want to do cheerleading and dancing, and I want to reach the children's market and the sports teams. So just being able to choose
Bringing all the money,
one
as
or
much
two.
money as possible.
Right. So just being able to choose one or two at first. Keep it consistent, build, and then build from there.
Yeah, it's definitely important, and consistency goes a long way because it helps to not only build your credibility with that market or that brand, but it helps to kind of protect your investment. So it helps you to project an image that people want to buy from that are in the cheer market or that are in the children's apparel market, or maybe they're in the sportswear market, and they're doing that because they trust your quality there, and that helps to really eliminate confusion. You're not selling to everybody, you're just doing one thing or two things really well. So it's not that I don't understand what you're selling. Maybe if you're selling a little bit of too much, it ends up with a kind of confused messaging. But if you're taking your brand, keeping it consistent throughout, then somebody knows what to expect every time they come to your website or every time they step foot in your store because they know what they're getting. So that's really important. And then just thinking more about consistency and where we place our messaging. So we talked a little bit about logos being scalable, but a lot of people are going to promote their brands today on social media. And so keeping your brand consistent across that marketing channel as well as all of your other touch points that touch your customers, so your customer service, your salespeople, your print flyers, and then also all your web stuff and online social media.
Right. So it's not only just having a website or like an e-commerce type of business, but being able to have word of mouth not only locally, but beyond that, reaching customers that aren't just in your area. So social media like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, those are all great things to have because it is free marketing just right at your fingertips. You post a picture, people see it, and they start talking about it organically. They just start talking more and more, and people learn about who you are and the products you offer. So being able to not just have word of mouth and like boosting your posts on Facebook and what have you to get your brand out there even more.
Yeah, and what you're posting, really the graphics that you're posting or the images of your apparel, all of that really should show the same brand image that you want to portray. So let's say I'm going after a very professional clientele. Maybe I go after the promotional products in the corporate business apparel. So my customer service people, I want to be dressed maybe in a more professional way. They're not more in the, so they may wear dress clothes instead of jeans.
Right.
Well, my social media, I want to continue to take that professional image to social media. So what I'm posting, the graphics may be very clean cut and very simple. And they may include quotes maybe for businesses, things that continue to build my brand as a leader in the corporate apparel market. So I'm identifying in that and really going after that marketplace. Similarly, I look at cheerleading. And so same thing with cheerleading, you know, my team that sells for me may be more casual. They may be wearing more jeans and more things that are comfortable with a younger generation. And my post on social media may be targeted towards the cheer audience. It may be cheer quotes. It may be stuff from cheer camps or cheer competitions and all of that, where I'm really building my brand in that way as a leader in the cheer industry. And that all leads back to consistency.
Right. And a business that's doing that well is Varsity. They are consistently doing camps and doing t-shirts for those camps and then going to the competitions as well, selling apparel there on site. And they just keep that very well on social by posting pictures of cheerleading groups in the apparel that they created for them.
Yeah, and we look at brands like Varsity, same thing. They've been able to identify with the market and really become a leader in it because of the consistency in the brand. They've built, people know that name and they trust them for their cheer apparel.
Absolutely. And then that leads us right into improving the unboxing or packaging experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to really improve your brand through customer experience. Obviously, that's the biggest benefit of branding in general, or building a brand, is that you are able to gain new customers and repeat customers. And the way that you build an experience into the package that you offer can help to build your brand. So you've seen us with our Project Press It box. We've showed it here a few times on the morning show, where we open the box and there's tissue paper and there's a sticker and maybe there's a thank you card or a little gift inside. You really need to think about how you're packaging your item. So when somebody opens your gift or your item, especially if you're selling online, I know a lot of people sell through third-party sites like Etsy or through e-commerce sites, and so they're mailing a lot of custom t-shirts out. And if you're doing that and somebody's just getting a standard envelope USPS and it's just a t-shirt underneath or inside that envelope, it's not really like a great experience. I'm just kind of like, oh, great, I'm excited I got this t-shirt, it's customized, and I'm really excited about the t-shirt, but it wasn't the experience I was looking for. And then you buy from another decorator and they send it to you and it's wrapped maybe in a nice colored tissue paper and wrapped with a little bit of maybe a little craft string or something, and has a thank you note on it or a little gift on the side, maybe a flower or something that just really built it up, and you thought, wow, like I want to buy from this person again because they care about my purchase and they took the time to really make it a little bit extra and special for me.
Right, and it can even go as far as just putting the buyer's name and it's saying, thank you, Courtney, for purchasing blah, blah, blah. You know, so like I purchase a lot of my makeup from ColourPop Cosmetics, and they're always sending a little note card that says thank you and a fun little quote with it, and it just makes that experience much more enjoyable.
And it's quick and easy to just quickly sign it or add somebody's name as a quick, hey, thanks, Jenna, for my order, or thanks, Jenna, for your order, and throw it into the package with it.
Absolutely. And then that not only is really, that makes it more enjoyable and a great experience for your customer, but it also is kind of like a thank you. Like, thank you for shopping with us. We enjoy your business. We want to keep your business. And that's exactly what it does. I keep buying with them because they make it known that they like having me as a customer.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to say thank you to your customers. I know we've shared some ways here on the morning show, like sending out emails, obviously, are easy. So anniversary emails with 1 year from their purchase if they're repeat customers. One of my favorite stories or my favorite ideas is really when you have large customers for maybe a large event like a walk or a run, the day of the event or the Monday after the event showing up at their office with maybe a cup of coffee or a promotional item with a logo from the event, something extra, and just saying, hey, thanks for your business. You know, we wanted to make sure the event went over well. Is there anything we can do to improve it next year? We definitely want to continue to get the business or get the bid for this job next year. And it helps to just show them that not only do you care about their business, but you remember that the event was this weekend and you wanted to make sure it went smoothly. So when you think about large customers like that, where can I go above and beyond to really build my company and say thank you for everything that you do for us?
Yeah, relationships are very important. So keeping those just by saying thank you is crucial to building your brand even more. And I also like how some companies will do promo codes or anniversary sales on social. So if I am just scrolling through Instagram and I see that one of my favorite shops is doing 15% off for that day, I'm at least going to click on that site and see what's new and what I can purchase for that sale or that percentage off. So it definitely gets people to the site and seeing new products that they may have not seen in the last month or so.
And like you'd mentioned, even with Instagram or Facebook, we talk a little bit about here, being able to understand your customer base and the brand that you want to go after helps you to be able to choose those channels. Do I want to put my flash sale on Facebook, or should I put something on Instagram? Where am I going to be able to find most of my customers that I'm going after and be able to get the quickest return? So maybe it's a quick video on Facebook of some of the new arrival items that you're getting ready to launch on your site. Maybe it's a quick video on Instagram or a picture on Instagram with a 15% off coupon code. But when you're identifying with your brand on who you're selling to from the beginning, it helps you to really build all that out later in the sales channels.
Right, definitely effective. And then another key thing would be the photography, how your product is being shown to your customers.
Yeah, it's so important now that we're in a very photo-heavy digital
Yes.
world, especially if you're selling apparel online. I mean, it is incredibly hard. I think we know this because we sell to apparel decorators, so we know how hard it is to try to show you guys how awesome something like a glitter finish is or a foil finish is, which is why, you know, Facebook and Stahls TV really exist to be able to really show you guys through video how great some of these things are. But photography follows the same route, so you really want to make sure you're showing people the quality in the photo, and that really comes from the quality of the photo with that.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier with this week's Look of the Week, they had great photography there. They had a nice background. They laid out little accessories with it to kind of just piece the whole outfit together. But not only does that come into being very effective, but having a good quality of the finish of the glitter flake that was on there. You could really see the glitter flake just pop off the garment. And that, to me, as an online shopper, is very lucrative, because if I don't know the finish of that, then I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, what's
like
next?
Another shirt, yeah. And really, when you're competing, your brand's competing with other online brands, which there are so many today, and they're always popping up because online is so much easier to sell on. Really being able to stand out. So I see an image that is high quality, that maybe has that brand image that I want to buy from. It has that whitewash background. It has some glitter accents and some it really speaks to the brand and the quality that she's selling to. And so I think when you do that, it helps to make people want to buy from you versus maybe another shop, because they're seeing that picture and they're seeing it's catching their eye and it's making them want to buy from that brand.
It's recognizable.
Absolutely. Yep, exactly. Back to that as well. So definitely photography, having quality images that keep your brand consistent is key if you're selling online especially, or using any type of social media to promote even your products in store.
Yeah, and even if it's not online, being able to put your logo on promotional products to give to local businesses.
Yeah, where you can put your logo is important to help building your brand. So if you're even at that walk and run where you're maybe selling apparel there at the event, what else can you put your logo on that people may be touching that they'll take with them back to the shop, and when they need a custom t-shirt order, they'll contact you. Or being able to hand out business cards there at that event to build your brand a little bit more. I even like the idea of putting your logo on apparel to build your brand. And so a lot of people do this. There's two different ways I think that people can be successful with this. One is you have the option of actually adding your company name and contact. So this is where we're back at Courtney's T-shirts and more. And if I put that on my, let's say, a sleeve of a shirt, or maybe the back neck or the yoke of the shirt, or inside the tag, that's going to help them remember to purchase or see where those shirts were purchased from. And I know a lot of decorators that do this and actually offer a discount. So for large group orders, maybe I'm doing 100 or 200 shirts, I'm going to say, I'll give you X amount off, but I'm going to put my branding on the sleeve. It's going to be small, you won't notice it, but it helps me market a little bit more for this group order and helps you get a discount. And a lot of people are really receptive to that because they like to save the money.
Right. And then it also is literally walking billboards.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to wear that T-shirt after the event, and they're going to have your logo on there, and people are going to recognize that.
Right, and that speaks a lot back to quality too. As long as it's a quality item, they'll want to purchase that. And then putting your logo on apparel is the other side of it. So that's where I see kind of more of like the Nike, putting your logo on the actual apparel. There's so many ways to do this. People do it through small inconspicuous places like the sleeve or the yoke or inside the shirt tag or down on the hemline, maybe on the right or the left-hand side of the shirt. We see a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, Nike always does their swoosh up here, like on the left chest, maybe up a little higher so that you can still print the front. But it's always there.
Yeah, it's helped to build that brand, seeing it on the apparel. And so when you think about building your brand and really wanting to portray a certain image, you're likely going to do that through some kind of decoration on the garment using that very simple logo. And that's why scalable, simple logos are important, because we know how hard it is to print something that's full color with lots of detail. Now I can take something like that precision logo, scale it down, and put it on the left chest or somewhere inconspicuous on the garment.
Yeah, and just by taking that, I mean, you don't even need the text that's underneath the logo. You just need the P that's there with the screw and the wrench there, so they know exactly who it is.
Right, so that kind of speaks a lot to branding as far as that goes. But when people start branding apparel in that aspect, then we see it kind of opening up sales channels that can help to build your brand. And so we look at, we've shared a couple of videos on Stahls TV that you can see more information on, but we talk about getting your apparel inside shops or boutiques to help to build your brand. So really building it by increasing the distribution of the products that you're offering. And so boutiques and shops are usually popular with that. Now, when you're looking for shops you want to sell to, you want to consider first off the shop that you're going after. So is the brand that you want to portray aligned with the brand of that shop? So let's say I'm going after a ladies' boutique. I'm not going to probably put a lot of performance apparel if it covers high-end garments.
Right.
Same thing if it's a children's apparel boutique. I'm not going to take sportswear apparel or something that's maybe for a woman's boutique and put it in that children's boutique. It has to align with my brand and theirs and the customer base.
Right, and it's all about knowing where to source those garments and choosing the right apparel blank. So maybe if I'm doing more corporate apparel stuff, as you mentioned earlier, I might want to go with someone like Sanmar, who does that very well. Nice corporate apparel, offers a variety of different styles. And then Cavio would be perfect for that boutique or children's apparel market.
Yeah.
So just knowing your supplier and where to source those garments really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And so thinking about that with apparel blanks, the other thing to consider is the products that you're offering, so making sure it's a price point that fits that customer base. So offering a really high-end blank, if it's something that maybe offers more low-end garments, is going to be hard for you to get that price. Likewise, if it's a high-end boutique shop, you don't want to go in with low-end blanks because they're not going to portray the same quality and image that that brand and people expect from that store.
Right, and that goes as far as just offering like a basic cotton T-shirt up to a tri-blend, so it gets that nice feel to it that a lot of like boutique style shops really love. So just taking it a step further, so not just offering the cotton T-shirts, but offering something a little more high end. But then that takes us right into knowing how to decorate that. What heat transfer vinyl is best for a tri-blend as opposed to a cotton T-shirt, or should I be doing a screen print transfer on this as opposed to heat transfer vinyl?
Yeah, and I mean, if you're selling a lot of apparel into boutique shops and they have maybe it is your brand that you're putting on everything, it's just your brand on T-shirts and tank tops and sweatshirts and all kind of different items, then to me a screen printed transfer makes sense because I can order a bulk amount of screen printed transfers and just print multiple items and then refresh the store every time they need new inventory, so it makes it very easy. One thing to consider with inventory when you start getting into decorating for shops like this is to set up the rules for how you want to get inventory in and how you're going to replace it, because you don't want to get into constantly printing one-offs for the shop. So they have to, usually having a minimum order that they have to set. So you have to order X amount of garments for us to be able to do this order or do a run for your shop. Right,
and maybe doing your brand in mass orders, but keeping a vinyl cutter in-house. So if someone comes in, wants the T-shirt that you're offering with your brand on it, but then wants to add a monogram to it, you have a vinyl cutter right there where you can just do that one-off and not have to say, all right, well, come back in 3 to 5 business days and this will be done for you. So that helps with on-site or just being in the shop or going to events like the 5K that our charity events. So if someone's just done with a 5K, but they want their time and how long it took them to complete that, because that's a big deal for runners. So they want that personalization on there. So just even having a vinyl cutter at events to be able to offer that, and then that just increases sales for the apparel decorator.
Yeah, and another thing I was thinking is even when you think about going into different places, so let's say I'm taking my T-shirt shop and I'm taking it to a 5K and I'm printing there, or I'm putting my apparel into this boutique shop, or doing different options there, all of that, there has to be a consistency into the brand. So the pop-up tent or the tablecloth that you have at that event, or the backdrop behind you at that event where you're custom printing should cover your brand. So if you want a brand that's going to portray that kind of, I'm going to say more of a shabby chic look right now, we're seeing that's very popular in children's and women's apparel, where it has maybe that wood wash background. So maybe all of your images on Facebook and social media have that whitewash background like we saw earlier. Inside your boutique store, you may have that same thing. Your display may have wood elements that are whitewashed and some different shabby chic type, more antique pieces that really fit the brand. Same thing at my event, the tablecloth or the backdrop behind me as I'm printing at some of these events, all of that's going to continue to portray portray that same image across my customer base, so they think when they see that, okay, that's the brand I know and I recognize.
Yeah, and then that actually fits well into selling your apparel to like local businesses like bars and pubs or a hair salon. Being able to show the customer their profit opportunity with selling merchandise of yours. So not only does it work for those boutiques and getting your brand in there, but also if you are the local custom t-shirt shop and the restaurants and any of the local businesses know of you and they know that you are making their apparel, maybe they want to resell your apparel to their customers. So being able to merchandise and show the profit opportunity to them with a good, better, best option.
Right. And having it all branded. So again, it
Absolutely.
leads back to your brand. So people recognize your logo, they recognize who you are as a company, and they continue to want to come back to you for their custom shirt orders.
Yes.
All right, so lots of good information. I think a lot of information in today's morning show from Jenna and I. So I think hopefully, I'm checking to see if we have any questions on Facebook, but hopefully you guys are getting some ideas for how to improve your brand from a business aspect for selling, especially as you start to kick off the summer season. Looks like we have a question on ideas for direct sales, person to person. Evelyn makes items for on-demand as far as packaging goes. So I think with packaging for direct sales, it's really on how you deliver the package. So the way you give the item to the person. And I think a lot of this for group sales, because a lot of people with group sales, you'll see there's some people that do group orders direct sales wise, and they'll throw all the t-shirts in one box and hand them to the person and say, here you go, divide these up to your people. Or you can individually package them so it's easier for them to hand out. Here's the small, here's the mediums, here's the largest, to where it's easier for the person who's getting those items. And sometimes that just takes it a step further and makes you want to buy from them because they made it simply easy for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And as far as packaging goes, as we mentioned earlier, just being able to put a thank you in there, anything to let them know you're happy to have their business. Just going the extra mile so that they want to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. All that goes a long way. I think I've got all the questions so far on Facebook. So I want to appreciate you guys joining us. Next Monday, we are all going to be barbecuing for the Memorial Day holiday, so we won't be here from Stahls TV. So we want to wish you all a happy Memorial Day weekend, and we will see you guys the following week. So see you then.
See you then.